Continue to focus on the coronavirus pandemic here on Eyewitness News at 9. We're also focusing on your concerns and questions about the virus. Dr. David Schultz with Evansville Primary Care joins me again tonight to answer many of your questions. Dr. Schultz, thanks for being with us again tonight. First off, let's start talking about testing. Early on in the pandemic, it was very hard for most people to get tested. Has that changed?
Brandon, we're seeing improvement in the ability to get testing. The big holdup has been the availability of the reagent or the solution that's used to help analyze the test. So that's become more available. We're manufacturing that in America, and so testing has been more available overall. Now, for that reason, we're seeing more cases come out positive, even some of the less symptomatic cases. So we're seeing little spikes from that as well.
Many people are now wearing those cloth masks out in public. A viewer wants to know how often those masks should be washed.
Generally, the cloth masks that are out there should be washed every evening or every night, at least once a day. And that's to get rid of any of the extra material and mucus and so forth that could be on that mask and could cause other infections.
Now let's talk about gloves, because many people are wearing latex gloves right now when unpacking their groceries or even handling the mail. Can we reuse those gloves, or should we put on a new pair every time?
Brandon, we're discouraging the reuse of those rubber disposable gloves. They should be used one time, and then after that they should be discarded appropriately and so forth. We've been finding some of those gloves on the ground and on the parking lots. They should be discarded in a very safe, closed container.
Okay. There's been some talk about a second wave of the virus heading later this year. Once this first wave is over, is there anything we can do to prepare for that possible second wave?
Well, the idea of social distancing is something that's going to have to continue to some extent. And what we mean by that is good hand washing, avoiding unnecessary contacts with large amounts of people. And I suspect that as the CDC and some of the task forces that are out there analyze everything that's been successful, one of the things we'll find is by limiting the numbers of individuals in a smaller environment, that's going to help reduce the spread of a disease. The other thing I think is encouraging good hand washing, and then on the school level, encouraging school-aged kids and children to have personal good hygiene, to wash their hands, to cover their mouths, and so forth appropriately.
Good information. A viewer called in wanting to know, is it possible to have the flu and the coronavirus at the same time?
Generally speaking, we do not see the coexistence of flu and coronavirus. There are some infections that are associated with flu. For example, Haemophilus influenza is associated with flu, and mycoplasma is often associated with flu. But we've not seen any cases of flu and coronavirus occurring simultaneously. Now, that said, you could have the flu and then that weaken your immune system and make you more prone to catching coronavirus. So you can get one after the other or vice versa.
Now, since the virus can live on surfaces for some time, how do you make sure deliveries of mail, packages, groceries, or newspapers are safe?
Well, the safest way to approach that is to actually use the disposable gloves and remove the items from the package with disposable gloves and then discard of the wrapping material in a trash bag. And that's the best, most recommended way to help reduce the spread of infection from an outside source.
All right, Dr. Schultz, a lot of great information again tonight. Dr. David Schultz with Evansville Primary Care, thanks again for joining us tonight.